If I told you that the goal of making $100 a day trading is one of the most dangerous targets you can set for yourself, would you believe me? Most people wouldn't, because $100 a day sounds perfect. It sounds achievable. It sounds like the exact amount that would change your life without being greedy. Do the math in your head real quick. $100 a day. 5 trading days a week. That's $500 a week. That's $2,000 a month. That's $24,000 a year. Not life-changing money, but enough to pay bills, cover rent, maybe quit your job eventually. So you set that goal. You tell yourself, I just need to make $100 a day. That's it. Nothing crazy. And it feels motivating. It feels specific. It feels realistic. But here's the brutal truth. That goal is destroying your trading before you even take your first trade. Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to show you the real math behind making $100 a day. Not the fantasy version you see on YouTube thumbnails. The actual numbers. The account size you really need. The win rate required. The psychological traps. The hidden costs. And why almost everyone who chases this goal ends up broke. By the end of this video, you'll understand why professional traders never think in daily dollar amounts. And why the moment you stop chasing $100 a day is probably the moment you'll start actually making money. Let's start with why this goal feels so appealing. $100 a day is small enough to feel achievable but large enough to feel meaningful. It's not $10,000 a day, which sounds impossible. It's not $10 a day, which sounds pointless. It's right in that sweet spot where your brain says, yeah, I could do that. And that's exactly the problem. Your brain loves concrete targets. It loves daily feedback. It loves the idea of consistent, predictable income. But trading doesn't work that way. The market doesn't care about your daily income goals. It doesn't care that you need $100 today to feel successful. The market gives you opportunities when it gives you opportunities, not when you need them. And the moment you start forcing trades to hit your daily target, you've already lost. Let me tell you a story. Guy in my community named Tyler. He started trading with a $5,000 account. He set a goal, $100 a day. Seemed reasonable to him. That's only 2% of his account. He'd seen traders on YouTube talk about making 2% a day like it was normal. First week, Monday, he made $80. Tuesday, $120. He was pumped. Wednesday, the market was choppy. No clear setups, but he needed his $100. So he forced a trade, lost $60. He took another trade to recover, lost $40 more. Thursday, he needed $200 to catch up. He overtraded. By the end of the week, he was down $400. Not because his strategy didn't work, but because he was chasing a daily dollar target that had nothing to do with what the market was actually giving him. Now, let's do some actual math. Real math. If you want to make $100 a day consistently, how much capital do you actually need? Most people don't think about this. Every professional trader will tell you, never risk more than 1–2% of your account on a single trade. Let's say you're risking 2% per trade, and that's already aggressive. If you have a strategy with a 1–2 risk-to-reward ratio, to make $100, you need to risk $50. If $50 is 2% of your account, you need a $2,500 account minimum. But that's assuming you win every single trade. You won't. Let's say you have a 50% win rate. That's realistic for most strategies. If you win 50% of your trades, you need to take 2 trades on average to get 1 winner. So to make $100, you're taking 2 trades. 1 winner at $100 profit, 1 loser at $50 loss. Net profit, $50 per cycle. Now you need 4 trades to make $100 net. You're risking $200 total to make $100. Realistically, you need at least $5,000 to comfortably make $100 a day without blowing up your account, and that's with a 50% win rate and a 1–2 RR. But most traders starting out don't have those stats. Most beginners have a 40% win rate with a 1–1.5 RR at best. With a 40% win rate, you lose 6 out of every 10 trades. Your average winner gives you 1.5 here, so if you risk $50, you make $75 on a win. Over 10 trades, 4 winners at $75 equals $300, 6 losers at $50 equals minus $300. Your break even. To actually make $100 a day with those stats, you'd need to risk way more per trade, which means you'd need a $10,000 account or more. And even with a $10,000 account, making $100 every single day consistently is incredibly difficult, because you're not trying to make $100 on one good day. You're trying to make it every day, on choppy days, low-volume days, days when your setups don't appear. Now, let's talk about what happens to your brain when you set a daily dollar target. This is where things get really dangerous. You wake up with a number in your head, $100. You need to make $100 today, and immediately, your entire decision-making process becomes corrupted. Scenario 1. You make $40 on your first trade. Good trade. But now, you still need $60 more. So you start scanning charts more aggressively. You see something kind of close to your criteria. Not perfect, but you need $60 more. So you take it. You've just lowered your standards because of an arbitrary dollar target. Scenario 2. You take your first trade and lose $50. Now you're in a hole. To hit your $100 target, you now need to make $150. The pressure triples. And what do traders do under pressure? They revenge trade. They chase. They over-leverage. They take setups they shouldn't take because they're trying to dig themselves out of a hole that only exists because they set a daily dollar target. Let me tell you about Chris. He wouldn't end the day until he hit $100 profit. Some days he'd make it in 2 hours and be done. But other days he'd be up 85 at $3 and spend the next 6 hours forcing trades to get that last $15. I watched him take 7 trades chasing $15. He ended the day down $120 because those forced trades all failed. Here's what performance pressure does. It activates your fight-or-flight response. Your decision-making shifts from logic to emotion. You're thinking with the part of your brain designed for survival, not strategy. And survival mode in trading looks like taking bigger risks to recover losses faster, chasing trades you missed, revenge trading, and holding losers too long, hoping they'll turn around. My mentor once asked me, "Behind what? Behind some imaginary schedule you created?" He said, "The market doesn't run on your schedule. The moment you need the market to do something, you've already lost." Every time I've traded from need instead of patience, I've lost money. Now, let's talk about the cost nobody mentions. Spreads, commissions, slippage. These are the silent killers. If you're trading Forex, every trade starts in the red because of spread. On EURUSD, typical spread is 1 pip. If you're trading 1 mini lot, that's $1 per trade. Take 10 trades trying to make $100, that's $10 in spread costs. You need to make $110 just to break even on spreads. Trade wider spread pairs? Now you're paying $2 per trade. And if you're using a commission-based broker, add another $50 per round trip. 10 trades equals $50 in commissions. Add spreads and commissions, you're paying $80 a day. You need to make $180 gross just to net $100. Then there's slippage. You click buy at one price but get filled at a worse price. Over 10 trades with 1 pip average slippage each, that's another $10 daily. Now, you need $190 gross to net $100. Most traders never calculate this. They see their account down at month's end and think their strategy is broken. But they're being bled dry by costs they never factored in. Here's the part nobody thinks about. If you're withdrawing $100 every day, you're destroying compound growth. Let me show you the math. You start with $10,000. You make $100 a day, $2,000 a month. You withdraw all of it. Your account stays $10,000. Month 12, still $10,000. You've made $24,000 over the year, but you're still trading the same account. Your income hasn't grown. Now compare, if you don't withdraw, month 1 your account becomes $12,000. Month 2, you're making $120 a day instead of $100. By month 12, you're making $300 plus per day, and your account is over $80,000. Same strategy, only difference, you didn't touch the money. But most people can't do that because they need the money now. They're trapped in a cycle, working every day to make the same amount. They're not building wealth. They're creating a stressful job with no security. Let me tell you about Marcus. He made $120 a day consistently for 2 years. Withdrew everything. After 2 years, his account was still $8,000. Then he had a bad streak. Lost $1,500. Account dropped to $1,500. He started trading more aggressively to maintain income. Blew the account in 6 weeks. 2 years of profitable trading, wiped out because he never grew his account. And taxes. If you're making $24,000 a year, you're paying 20 to 30% in taxes. That's $5,000 to $7,000 gone. Your $100 a day is really $70, $80 after taxes. If you're withdrawing everything, you have nothing left to grow. Professional traders don't set daily dollar targets. They set account growth targets. I'm going to grow my account from $10,000 to $50,000. I'm not touching it until I hit that. Once they hit it, they might withdraw original capital and trade with profits. The focus is always growth first, income second. Because once your account is big enough, income takes care of itself. So what's the alternative? Forget daily dollar targets. Think in RR stands for risk units. If you risk $50 on a trade, that's 1R. If you make $100, you made 2R. Professional traders measure performance in R, not dollars. They say, I made 15R this month, not $1,500. Why? Because R scales with your account. When your account is $5,000 and 1R is $50, making 15R is $750s. When your account grows to $50,000 and 1R is $500, making 15R is $7,500. Same performance, but income grew 10x because your account grew. That's the power of thinking in R. Your new goal. Aim for consistent positive R per month. Not per day, per month. If you can make 10 to 20 R per month consistently, you're in the top 5% of traders. Doesn't matter if that's $500 or $5,000 in dollars. What matters is the R proves you have an edge, and once you have an edge, add capital and dollars follow. Stop measuring success by daily income. Start measuring by process. Did you follow your plan? Take only A setups? Manage risk properly? Avoid revenge trading? If yes, today was successful even if you made $0. Even if you lost money, you're building habits that lead to long-term profitability. Trader named Sophie stopped chasing daily targets and tracked process instead. Every day she scored herself 1 to 10 based on discipline. Did she wait for setups? Stick to risk rules. Manage emotions. She didn't care about dollar result, only the score. After 3 months, her monthly return went from 2% to 8%. Not because strategy changed, but because she stopped trading emotionally. She stopped forcing trades, stopped chasing dollars, and, ironically, started making way more money. Set account growth milestones, not income milestones. Don't say, I want to make $100 a day. Say, I want to grow my account from $5,000 to $10,000. You don't care how long it takes. Some months you make $500, other months $2,000. All that matters is the account moves in the right direction. Once you hit $10,000, set new milestone, $20,000, then $50,000, then $100,000. This keeps focus on long-term growth instead of short-term performance pressure. Plan withdrawals strategically, not habitually. Don't withdraw every day or week. That kills compounding. Set withdrawal rules. I'll withdraw 20% of profits quarterly. Or, I won't withdraw until my account doubles, then I'll take original capital. Or, once I hit $50,000, I'll start monthly salary. Withdrawals are planned and strategic, not reactive and desperate. Here's the final truth. Making $100 a day is possible, but not the way you think. You won't make $100 every single day. You'll have days you make $0, days you make $300, days you lose $150. But if you focus on process, manage risk, think in R, and let your account compound, you'll eventually reach a point where your average daily income is $100, then $200, then $500. Not because you're chasing it, but because your account grew large enough and your edge is consistent enough that it happens naturally. That's the real path. It's not sexy, it's not fast, but it's real, and it actually works. So stop chasing $100 a day. Start chasing mastery. The money will follow.